Ahoj, hello, dear listeners. Welcome to another podcast. And today it will be slightly different than the previous episode. Today is just me, no guests. I will be talking mostly about the upcoming Advent time. What is it, Advent? Well, that's the season that covers 4 Sundays or 4 weeks right before the Christmas Eve. It means that it's slightly different each year because it really depends when is the first Sunday before the Christmas. For example, in the 2020, the first Sunday was 29th of November, but in the case of 2021, the first one is on the 28th of November. But it's just slightly different, so you can disregard that if you want to. And what happens? On the first Advent Sunday, we lighten up the first candle of Adventní věnec, Christmas wreath in English. If you are not coming from Europe or any country with a Christmas tradition, I guess that you are not sure what it means, so I will try to give you a few more details about it. It is sort of a decoration, I would say, that we have at our Czech homes traditionally. The most important is that there are 4 candles inside that one. Traditionally, it's made with 3 branches, but there are many different variations which you can find all around the Czech Republic and in other European countries. And on the first Advent Sunday, at the families, they will lighten up the first candle. And when there is the second Sunday, they will lighten up the first and the second all together. So in the end, when there is the last Sunday before the Christmas, all 4 will be lightened up. This tradition actually originates in Germany, in the city of Hamburg, where a person called Johann Heinrich Wichern was working at a school for poor children, and the children kept on asking, when will be the Christmas? When will be the Christmas? And he got kind of tired of it and decided to invent something that will show the progress of time. That's kind of the base for Adventní věnec that we have today. Another tradition that you should know about is also connected to these 4 Sundays before Christmas. That's the time when usually special Christmas concerts happen. They will be most likely seen on the Czech television, and they are for charity purposes. So it means that you will probably hear Christmas music from famous Czech artists, and there will be several ways how you can donate money to some charities, and the name of the donors will be shown on the television screen. It's also important to know when the Advent season actually starts for one occasion, and that's the Christmas markets, or as we call it, Vánoční trhy. This is the event that happens in, I would say, all bigger cities, maybe even in some villages. And that's pretty much the fact that on the square there will be a special Christmas stalls that will be selling Christmas goods that you can kind of use as Christmas presents, but there will be also food and drinks. So Czechs usually take it as a social event. So you go there with your friends and with your family. You might go there even several times during the Advent season. And what will happen? So most likely you will be drinking mulled wine or svařák in Czech. Or you can drink, let's say, hot honey wine and eat some tiny street food, which might be anything from langosh to pancakes with chocolate and bananas. And you can usually also buy their stuff like candles or the Christmas sweets, cheese, pretty much everything that you might use during the Christmas festive season. And as I have mentioned, this is sort of a social event. So usually cities are also promoting this time by making concerts. It can be children singing Christmas carols, but it can be also famous Czech singers or bands. And they will be having the concerts just on the square in the middle of the city. There will be most likely during this Advent season also special Christmas concerts. I remember, for example, being on one concert when American gospel band came to Pilsen and they played in the Pilsen synagogue. So it was quite an atmospheric place, and I guess that it doesn't really matter what your religion is. Everybody likes to listen to Christmas cheerful songs. When we are talking about the countdown to the actual Christmas Eve, I must also mention one tradition which is personally one of my favorites, and that's something called Adventní kalendář or Advent calendar. It can be pretty much anything. The point is just that you will have something where are 24 windows. You will start on the 1st December. On this evening, you can open window number 1. On 2nd December, you can open window number 2, and so it goes. And usually the last window, the 24, is a bit bigger than the other ones. And when you open this one, there is some bigger gift. And as you are probably guessing, every day you are having a tiny gift that kind of again helps you with the waiting until the actual Christmas Eve. And what can be inside? Well, traditionally, or I would say usually, there is chocolate. So you can choose if you want to have their milk one or dark chocolate or whatever. But, with the time, it kind of progressed to a state where you can have really anything in there. For example, if you don't like sweets, you can buy one that's filled with cosmetics. Or if your kids are into Lego, or if you are into Lego, you can buy one with those. And every day you will find there some small toy or some small figure that you can take out of the calendar and make your nativity scene or whatever is in the calendar. And these are really quite popular and they are different every year. So you can go to YouTube and watch there some unboxing of these advent calendars. If you happen to be in the Czech Republic or in Europe, be sure to check it out because I'm sure that it doesn't really matter what you like. You will find advent calendar that contains the thing that you are looking for. And I must also mention that there are these advent calendars that are specially for dogs or cats. So even your pets are not excluded of this advent season in the Czech Republic or around central parts of Europe. This is also a tradition that originates in Germany, this time in the city of Munich. It all started at Munich Christmas market, where one of the guys wanted to sell something special for the upcoming festive season, and he supposedly sold an advent calendar which contained for every day one verse from the Bible, and it was supposed to again help people to contemplate during this month before Christmas. You know how people are, so after some time they decided, well, Bible verse, that's nice, but maybe I would like to not only feed my soul but even my stomach. And then there started those filled with chocolate, and it went on, and now we are at the state where you can buy really pretty much any type of advent calendar for adults, for kids, for pets. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so what you should know next. Well, there is one tradition that's also a crucial part of the Czech culture, and that's celebration of Saint Nicholas Day. If you would take a look inside the Czech calendar, you will find out that actually his name day is on the 6th of December. But for whatever reason, he comes in the evening before his actual name day. So I guess he wants to celebrate a name day by himself. I don't know. So he comes on the 5th, and he doesn't come alone. He is accompanied by the devil, at least one, but usually there are several, and by an angel or angels. And what happens? Well, if there are some children at the family, this group of I don't know how we can call them, of mythological or fairy tale figures comes to homes with children, and Saint Nicholas wants to know if the children were behaving right during the past year. The kids are usually telling him some poem or something like that that they learned because they knew that he will come. And of course, they are saying that they are good, but guess what? Usually, St. Nicholas has in his hand some paper or notebook, and there are written some concrete cases when the kid was misbehaving. So he's reading it out loud. For example, he says, well, I know that a month ago you used some naughty words, and will you behave better? And the kid is like, yeah, yeah, sure, sure, of course. But there comes the devil, and he's like, no, no, this kid is not the good one. I will take him to hell. And the devil is usually carrying like a big bag that the kid can get into, I would say. So it really depends how much the parents want to traumatize their kid. I heard that some stories like the devil even actually really took the kid inside the bag and like walked with him for a few meters. But I'm just assuming that it doesn't really happen these days anymore. Because usually I guess that the devil is only like threatening to do something, but then we have there the angel figure, and it comes to the situation, and the angel is like, no, please save this kid. I'm saving the kid, and the kid will get better. And the kid is like, sure, sure, yeah, I promise. And then this is it. So Nicholas says, okay, so we have a deal. You will get better next year, and here you have something. I mean, in the case that it was kind of okay with the kid, I would say, or better, the kid would get gifts, and it really depends on the family, but the traditional ones would be some peanuts, oranges, bananas, and some chocolates, of course, chocolate shaped like Saint Nicholas, and some gingerbread. And I know that in past years it's kind of changing, and there are families that are giving even like kind of, let's say, regular gifts, like the gifts that you would give for Christmas in previous decades. So some Lego or and stuff like that. In the case that the kid was really misbehaving, the kid will find only the gift from the devil, and it won't be anything edible. Most likely it will be only some black coal. So that can happen in the Czech Republic. And if you would be visiting on the 5th, so just be prepared to see all those devils, Saint Nicholas and angels walking through the streets. And this is another tradition that originates at our German neighbors. But in the case of Germans or Austrians, I would say that the tradition is a bit scarier than the one in the Czech Republic, because they don't have traditionally the angel figure, and the devils look even much more scary than those ones that you can see in the streets of the Czech Republic. So, what else happens during the 4 weeks before the Christmas in the Czech Republic? Well, traditionally, people are baking Christmas sweets. Each family has their own recipes, but I would guess that there are few types of Christmas sweets that are really traditional all around the Czech Republic, and one of them would be my personal favorite, which is called vanilkové rohlíčky. It is again the same thing that you can find even in Germany or Austria. In these countries, this type of sweet is called Vanillekipferl. So even if you would be visiting these countries during the time, you can buy it and taste it, which I highly recommend you to do so. What also happens in Czech families before the Christmas is the thing that they are having or they are building at home something called Nativity scene, or we call it Bethlehem in Czech. What is it? I guess that you have some idea. It really depends family per family. I know that sometimes it's from wood, it can be even baked, it can be gingerbread version. It's simply the idea of the nativity scene in Bethlehem during the time that Jesus was born. So you can see there tiny figures of baby Jesus, Joseph, Maria, and all those animals. And some people are building this at home. They can have a set that they are using every year, or they can be doing something different for every year. But you can also see it across the Czech Republic on town squares. And I see that the podcast is getting a bit long, so I will add just one more Czech tradition that happens in the Advent season, and that's something that we call Betlémské světlo, or in English it's called Peace Light of Bethlehem. What is it? Well, it is another thing that, surprise, surprise, originates in Austria. Not that long time ago, in the 20th century, one Austrian came with the idea that to promote peace and contemplation, they will send some kit to Bethlehem, to the state of Israel. The kit will bring a fire from there to Europe, and from Vienna it will spread all around in other European countries that are interested in this tradition. I heard that it kind of originates in a story from medieval times when there happened the Crusades, and that one of the knights that came to the place of today's state of Israel, he went there and he went back to his city. He brought back the light and he said, "This is fire from the place where Jesus was born." And I guess that people liked it, the idea. So, based on this story, the Austrians decided to make this legend live again, I guess. And the Czech Republic, or the Scout organization of the Czech Republic, decided to join this tradition. And usually to Vienna travels a group of Czech Scouts, and they will light up their candle and they will bring it by train to Brno. And from Brno, there will be another scouts from all around the Czech Republic, and they will spread the light to local communities. And whoever is interested, they can light up their candles with this light and bring it to their homes and have the special feeling of the special light. So let's end our today's episode here. I hope that you learned something new, and maybe that now you understand a bit more about the Czech traditions. And if you would like to implement any of those, I hope that you will be successful with it. So see you next time, and you can look forward to more insights into the Czech traditions and culture. Bye bye.